What is up, guys? It's JpCharisma here speaking, and in today's video I'm going to be doing some track prep on my car, my 370Z. So I'm going to be going to Sebring on Sunday. Today is actually Thursday, so what I have planned for today is I'm going to change my steering fluid, my diff fluid, and I'm going to be changing my exhaust and getting a couple logs in so that way I can finish my 93 tune. So let's get started. Alright guys, so right now I'm going to be changing my power steering fluid. It's pretty simple. I'm just going to take this off, put a hose in here, and just suction it out. I went ahead and got a Pittsburgh multi-use transfer pump, so that's what we're going to be doing to take out the fluid and put some fluid in there. Alright, so I've never done this before, but this pump, it just says in right here, out right there. I'm going to go ahead and put this tube in there, and then I'm going to put the other tube in this like water bottle right here and get to pumping. I'm gonna go ahead and start pumping. Oh my goodness. It literally just spewed everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna put this tube in there deeper. Alright, so I pretty much just finished. Oh my god, power steering fluid was disgusting. Kind of just spilled on my engine block a little bit. We have Valvoline, Dexron VI, full synthetic automatic transmission fluid. This is the only stuff that will work automatic transmission fluid wise for the power steering. So make sure if you're gonna get some, make sure it's like Valvoline or whatever is for the 370Z. This is what I'm using in my car. There is a hot and there is a cold minimum and maximum. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, take this off. Now that I'm done, I'm gonna go ahead and use this funnel. It's not like the skinniest, but I can still maneuver it. I'm gonna pour until it hits minimum. That's how bad my power steering fluid was. So yeah, had to change that before I went to the track day. Alright guys, so right now I'm gonna be taking off the exhaust, and then hopefully we might get to the diff fluid because my exhaust is in the way. Alright guys, so right now I'm changing the diff fluid. I just got the bottom Allen key loose. My car is not level, but I'm just trying to get this fluid out of there anyways. So I'm using a 10 sized Allen key. I got the bottom one loose, and I'm about to go ahead and get the other nut that's like up there loose. Alright, so I already got that one loose. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one. And you can see that. I'm gonna go ahead and get that one loose right there, and then the fluid should drain out. Alright, so we pretty much finished draining the diff. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and put the plugs back on, and then we're gonna fill it up with the fluid. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that entire process. So as you can see, everything's done. It's done dripping. I even put the pump in there and pumped out some extra gear oil so that way it is as empty as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that bolt back on and then torque everything down and fill it up with fluid. Right, tighten that side down. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill up this hole up here with diff fluid until it starts running down. And then that means we're done filling that up with fluid. Alright, so right now I'm about to fill up the diff with 75 W90 gear oil. That should do this car just fine. So we're gonna go ahead and get the pump and put this in the car. I'm gonna be filling in the diff fluid. So you hear all this noise because there's a ton of little kids. Alright, because now it's like dripping a lot, that means it's pretty much finished. So I'm just gonna let it like finish leaking. This was about 2 quarts and we'll be done. Alright guys, so I finally came back and I was able to even out the car. There is still fluid coming out of my diff. My car is finally evened out as much as possible. So as you can see, I made a mess, but anyways, we're gonna put this plug back on the diff once it finished running out. As you can see, my car is pretty much jacked up. I have 4 jack stands under there, so my car is as even as possible, so that way the diff fluid can run out properly and we're not running excess diff fluid. So as soon as that's done draining, then we'll be done with the diff flush. Okay, so it turns out I did not flush my entire power steering fluid, which I don't have a problem with. I just added some and I got rid of some of the nasty old stuff. There's still some in like the steering system. I just don't feel like getting to it. It's a pain in the butt to take off the output and then put a water bottle in. It's just like deep down in there. I'm too lazy. I think my car will be fine. All right, so the last thing I have to finish is just put that bolt on the diff. It'll be done with the diff fluid change, and then I gotta put the exhaust on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I will be done for the day. So now we are finished waiting for the diff to quit dripping. It's pretty much done at this point. I'm gonna wipe away any excess so that way there's nothing wrong when I'm sealing this up. Alright, so it turns out that I needed to torque down this bolt to about 25 foot-pounds instead of 23. I looked it up on the forum, so we're gonna go at about like almost 300 foot-pounds. Well, inch-pounds, not foot-pounds. What am I talking about? Alright guys, I finally finished most of the things I needed to get done. Like the diff fluid, I finally changed the diff fluid. It took a while because I need to even out the front and rear so that way the diff fluid would come out. There was a little bit extra in there, but we have the car at a level height on all 4 jack stands. I changed the exhaust and I did some steering fluid. All I really did was just take it out the reservoir and then put some new fluid in there. I know there's still some old fluid in the system, but I think my car will be fine by putting some better fluid in there and taking the stuff out the reservoir. I think it'll be good enough. So that's gonna pretty much do it for part 1, and we'll see you at part 2.